Hey, what up, everybody? We're here to talk about Google Classroom Infinite Campus Gradebook Sync. So if you didn't know, we have the capability now to send our grades from our Google Classroom Gradebook to our Infinite Campus Gradebook so we don't have to double enter our scores. It isn't automatic. You have to go turn it on. And even then, you have to make choices about what to send and when to send it. And you have to do that manually. And we'll go over all that. So we're in Classroom. I'm going to go to my settings, top right here, my gear icon. Scroll down to General, and you'll see this. To export grades to the SIS, link this class to your SIS class. Cool. So SIS is just the program that's like the intermediary. It's the go-between Classroom and IC. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to click Link to Class. Now I need to choose the right class from Infinite Campus. All right, and then when I have it, I'm going to go to the bottom right here and click Link. And we are linked. So if you choose the wrong one, or you just want to turn it off, just click this unlink button and you can try again or move on with your life or whatever. All right, so we are linked. Once we're linked, we have this message. This class is linked to whatever IC class you picked in your SIS. To export classwork and grades from this class to the SIS, go to the Classroom Grades page. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quickly is I'm going to make an assignment real fast so we can talk about a couple things. All right, first off, you got to put a due date. It will not send to Infinite Campus if you don't have a due date in. Worth mentioning. So I'm going to assign it. These kids, this is like my 5th run at this video, so they are probably really confused. All right. So, at least for my school, we do standards-based grading, so whenever I'm in Classroom, I'm changing all these hundreds on my assignments on my grading scale to 4s. If you're going to link to Infinite Campus, leave them as 100s. That's important. For it to end up in Infinite Campus the way that it's supposed to, these need to be left at 100. But for your scores, you still need to use your 4 scales. Okay, so your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4s or your 2.83s if that's the game you're playing. So yeah, still use your 4 scale for grades if you're standards-based grading, but leave the grading scale at 100. Okay, so I have put their grades in. You have to return them. You have to return the grades for them to end up in Infinite Campus. You can still try to send the assignment, but you'll get like an error report or whatever that's like, this did not work. And that will probably be why. It won't even let you send them if there's not a due date, but it will try to send them if you haven't returned them. So yeah, it's something to think about. Like if a kid hasn't turned it in, but it's time to send it to Infinite Campus, you probably want to go ahead and put that 0 in and return it so that they have something end up in Infinite Campus. But that's up to you. So I'm going to return it. Again, confuse the holy heck out of these kids that keep getting fake assignments popping up in their stuff. Okay, so now that I have the grade in, I can go to right of center at the top to grades. And because I've linked the class, I now have this in the top right, SIS export. Okay, so I'm going to click that. And you'll see at the top, you have an all button that just chooses to send all of the assignments you haven't yet sent to Infinite Campus. I could see never ever using this button. All right, so I'm going to turn on fake and then bottom right, SIS export. Okay. Okay, you see bottom left, exporting grades, this could take a few minutes. They are not lying. Okay, it is not instantaneous. And you can see up here in the top right, exporting, it's doing its thing. All right, so now that I've sent it, I'm going to go over to Infinite Campus. And I'm going to refresh this real quick. Okay, so check it out. If you've linked them and you've sent some assignment to Infinite Campus, you'll have one of these boxes up here at the top, uncategorized assignments. Now, this class has been used to play with, so there's a bunch of stuff sitting in here, but the one that I just sent is sitting in here, and you can see like the 91099. Anyway, so I need to click on that class. If you don't click on it and you try to press save, even if you set these grading tasks and categories, it'll be like you have to choose something. So you got to check the box. At my school, it's always key focus 1, and then choose your category. I'm going to choose engagement so it doesn't mess with their grade calc even for a couple minutes. After that, check it on, put in a grading task, choose a category, and save all. All right, one assignment has been aligned. Fantastic. It says done. That's not really true, and I'll show you why. So right now, here it is, fake. Only 4 grades have come in. Yesterday, the first time I did this, I was doing a training with some staff, and 0 of them popped in. So I was like, hey, you guys take a few minutes here and work on linking your classes. I'll be right back. And I was like trying to figure out what was going on because the grades weren't popping up. Well, they just don't all come in at one time. They just sort of trickle in. So just know that even if you see 0 here, there's a chance it's still working. Give it a few minutes to let some grades pop in. But they don't come in at once. They come in, they just trickle in, which is weird. Doesn't feel like what we're used to with technology these days, but it is what it is. But don't freak out because it's actually normal. Okay, as promised, if I was wrong about anything, I would yank it and put up a new one. So I'm gonna cut out the wrong bit and throw this new bit at the end. I am not above admitting I was wrong, especially when it's good news. So here we go. If you update grades on an assignment, so for example, I have this assignment. Now let's say, for whatever reason, this kid got a 2. So I've updated the grade, right? I'm going to re-return it. Now, even before I re-return it, I'm going to go see if it will pop up when I do sync. It did. Okay. Still, we know that it won't make it over there if we don't return it. So I'm going to. Interestingly, this assignment, I synced it today, and it took well over an hour for it to sync, and it still didn't sync all the grades. The student I just added a score for, theirs never made it over there. So I don't know what's up with that, but it took a long time for it to not actually work. Okay, so I'm going to sync again. And it says here that there are 3 grade updates. Lord knows. I don't know. I updated the 1, so it says there's 3. Goodness. So I'm going to send it over. And now if you've done this, you know that this could take a while. I'm not even going to bother going over to Infinite Campus to see if it works, because who knows how long it'll take. But we can assume that it probably will in time. All right. Thanks.